August 9th, Sunday workout. The durability / activation is going to be a 9-minute EMOM for 60 seconds. So basically everything's a minute. You're doing 3 rounds. Prone, we're going to do marching bridge on the couch. So we did this last week. I'm going to show you on the beam. Again, just your upper back on the couch. My low back, glutes should be off the couch. It is nice to kind of crunch here because I do want to activate my belly and tuck my pelvis. So having your head up is great, but if it bothers your neck, you can for sure put it down. I'm going to extend my leg, hold for maybe 1 to 2 seconds, and then switch. You're here for a minute, so you could essentially hold it for, you know, a chunk of time here, like maybe up to 10 seconds at the most. And just extending the leg totally straight so that we're getting the quad to activate, and then I'm really trying to push into the floor with my hips to get the glutes to activate. Really making sure that I'm not letting my hips dip at all, and that I'm lifting as high as I can. If you notice that they do dip, do these more often because you're missing some glute strength there. So not an issue, really easy fix. So couch bridge march, and then we're gonna do prone snow angels. So on your belly, you're gonna take your hands and just sort of make a snow angel. So I like to start on my back, so getting some internal rotation, and I'm gonna go up with my elbows all the way around, nice and slow, till my thumbs touch, and then back around. I talked about this last week. If you put your forehead down and drop your feet and then do this, that is a lot harder. I sort of take away the back extension and I just focus on the shoulders. So it's 2 different moves if my head is up or my head is down. Head down, like I said, gets those shoulders to work a little more, especially if you're someone that is struggling with the shoulders going back. And then you can work on your back mobility another time. So if you can, forehead down. Okay, then you're just gonna do simple cat-cow. So the third move of your durability, we'll go sideways. So in tabletop, I'm just going to lift my head up and let my belly hang, and then pull my belly in as my head goes down, okay? You can also think of it like my head and my tail are doing the same thing. So I'm tucking my tail, tucking my head, lifting my tail, all right? You can breathe as you do this. So if you wanted to exhale here and inhale with this part, but really just moving your spine around and breathing is important. So if it's too jamming you up, just make sure you're breathing. Okay, so you're gonna do 3 rounds of that, a minute each, and then the actual WOD is just 1 round. I wrote 2 rounds for like an RX plus, but you could also do this WOD, and then, because it's kind of like intense, when you're done, if you have time, do a 5-minute outrun, 5-minute back run. So an extra 10 minutes of some cardio. If you have a bike or a treadmill, you can hop on that for 10 minutes. All right, so we're gonna do, 30 is gonna be the number just to make it easy. 30 alternating L-pops is the first piece. So seated, again, trying not to lean back. I'm gonna lift up my legs alternating, right? So the harder it is, or the further I go in, the harder it is. So it's nice if you can walk yourself in. Maybe your hands are at your knees, but don't let your hands move as you do this. Kind of pick a spot and keep them there so that you can eventually, over months and months, work on getting further forward, okay? So you got 1, 2, 3, all the way to 30, and then we're gonna do this one. I kind of named it a supine hip lift knee tuck. So similar to knee tucks on the bar, I'm gonna take a weight behind me, okay? So I wanna have some anchor point. So put a weight, a heavy one behind you, maybe you're holding on to like the back of the couch. I'm gonna keep my knees bent, lift my hips up and pull my knees into my face, and my hips are actually lifting up towards the ceiling. You can go back out here if you want to, but you don't have to. So again, this can be your starting position. And I'm trying to, like I said, hips lift and then knees maybe towards the head, or maybe knees towards like the arms. So if your arms are here, I'm trying to get my knees to touch my arm as we do with the knee tucks, like knee to elbow. So a little bit different than like going all the way overhead with your legs straight. Really try to lift the hips up. You'll feel it's a good one. Okay, and then you're gonna do 30-30. So it's actually 60 of this one, but it's gonna be 30 deadlifts and 30 rows. So I'm gonna do that staggered stance. So just my foot behind me. I'm gonna do deadlift and then a row. So deadlift, row, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? All the way to 30 on this side, and then 30 on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? And then you'll do your last piece of 30. Okay, so when you do this, you wanna make sure that you're keeping your chest up nice and tall. For the row, my elbow, do it on this side. Don't let it wing out to the side. Almost think about pulling your elbows. This is like a weird cue, pulling your elbows together. They're not gonna touch, but I'm trying to make sure my elbow goes back and not out to the side, so that's helpful. And then just keeping your chest really tall so the weight isn't hanging. The other cue is pretend I gave you a $100 bill and you have to pinch it with your arm, so you don't want to lose that $100 when you're bent over. So again, 30 on the left, 30 on the right, and then you're going to do your second set is going to be V-ups or V-sit bicycle pedal feet. So I don't really have a name for this. So I'm pedaling my feet in a V-sit. If it's tough, you can definitely hold on to your legs. Some people put their hands behind them. I feel like this is harder, but if that works, do it up. So it's 1, 2, 3. I'm basically counting just one leg. 1, 2, 3. That's the only one that's like double for your number, okay? Then we're going to do just flutter kicks. This one for sure. So I can flutter kick here. I can flutter kick up here. If it bothers your back, keep those feet straight up. If it still bothers your back, only if it still bothers your back, then put your hands under your hips and then try it, okay? As you do your flutter kicks, you can flutter up here, you can move down, you can move the whole time so that you're kind of testing the waters with those harder positions, but you're not staying in them the whole time or staying up here the whole time, okay? So even this, if your legs are straight, is actually still pretty tough. With that one, again, count one leg, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 30, okay? Then you're gonna go back to the deadlift row. So doing 30 and 30 again. Your third sort of set here is gonna be alternating toe touches in a V-sit. So normally we lay all the way back and sit up. For this one, I'm gonna start in like a boat pose and then opposite foot, opposite hand. So 1, 2, 3. I wanna keep my leg as straight as possible. I'm trying to really pick that leg up. You can lean back for sure to help. You might be up here, you might be back there. You're just foregoing going all the way back and then having to sit all the way up. So hopefully it's just different, okay? And then you're just gonna do simple bicycle crunches on your back. For the first piece, it's 1, 2, 3, all the way to 30, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 30 with just the regular bicycle crunches. So I'm crunching up and then just alternating left and right. This one I actually stay on my back. If you want a little harder, you can make the legs a little straighter. And I'm kind of going elbow to knee, but it definitely doesn't have to touch. Not everybody's mobility is the same, so if it doesn't touch, that's okay. And then you'll end with another set of 30-30 deadlift row. And that is your WOD. Again, if you want to do a second round, if you have extra time for some reason, you got through really quickly and you want to do another round, for sure, or a 5-minute out run, 5-minute run back, or 10 minutes on a bike or something like that. All right, that's your workout for August 9th. See you guys in Sugar WOD.